problem at all. So, because your willpower at this moment is doing fine, so we should keep that willpower and the power of discernment not to have it.
Okay.
See,
But
because
I
that is going to help. This is another, you see, this is another realization, Nick. This is another realization into our mind. Intellect knows it, intellect understands, but the mind has realized it worked on your life and now it has reached to a state. So the mind, because of sometime the past memories, it says, okay, let me have a glass of wine, and then let me have two glasses, then let me have three glasses. What
Mhm.
difference it makes? So we don't want the mind should go on to that path,
Okay. But
because
okay.
our body has experienced those impulsivity, those habits, and that kind of an obsession. So who knows, the mind can return and retrieve. So it's better not to uh, give in.
Okay. But yeah, with the other things, I wanted to share that with you because it's been really enlightening. I think the ego is like, oh, you're kind of boring now. I kind of feel boring now though, because I'm so used to being so like, but that was all coming from an insecure place, being loud and
Yeah.
being but now, you're like, oh, you're kind of boring, but it's okay.
You see that, it's such a wonderful thing that you started going to the church. Yes, I never say no to anyone, but go with awareness, go with a clarity in your head. Church or any temple or any religious place normally is always clean. People always go there and talk of something good, blessing and the grace. So the environment is already filled with good things.
Yeah.
Let it be there. But it does not mean when I am going there I am a religious. I want to know. I want with a curious mind,
Yeah.
with an understanding. You see that uh, one meaning of the religion is coming from the religare. It means that we should realize that that supreme power or the consciousness. But all the religions, they are organized religions, any
Yeah.
religion. So when you have an organized religion, they have a duality. They are split between the two things because they don't know the essence of a religion, so they continue with the ritual, dogma, belief, and a cult, directly or indirectly.
Yeah.
There is a huge church, I forgot the name. It is on East Chandler Heights Road. So I just said, it is known as the
Mm.
Temple Church. So I said, let us go there and visit and let us pay our respect. I think in the no, last to last, 2 years ago, they didn't allow us to go inside.
Why?
So I started laughing, and the secretary called me into the into that reception area. They said, "No, I can take you to my home and I can talk to you for hours together, but you are not allowed. You have to certain cult and dogma and the ritual you have to perform. You have to pay the fees before you enter there." So I I started laughing. I said, "Very good. It's a wonderful. I have been denied entry at least two places. One in Indonesia and one here.
Wow.
And they said, no, no, I'm not going to your house to talk about it. What to talk about it? God is omniscient, God is omnipresent. So even if you don't allow, I love Jesus. Finished. So they said he might be thinking that at least he would convince me to join your cult. I said, no, I'm not joining. I'm not joining any cult. I'm a free guy.
Jesus.
And the Jesus did not tell you to create such a condition to enter into his place. You created, and that I don't agree to it. So then we came back. I was there, Prerna was there, Mitesh was there, so all will three will there. So one thing, so there is lot of organized conditions outside. Why there are organized conditions? Because people who do not question, they become the part of it. Why
Yeah.
they don't question? They are highly scared. So they find a sense of fearlessness when they join, they do certain form of a ritual, and then they enjoy that ritual. It's a kind of a pleasure seeking, and that is why these organized religion works.
Yeah.
But those, if a spiritual person is me, or even a religious person, second part of the religion is we say we are very clear. Are you a religious or not religious? No, you have to be religious in the beginning before you become a spiritual person. But what is that being a religious person? Now, religious person does not mean that you join the organized religion and you follow the cult and a dogma and a ritual unconsciously. So, what the Eastern wisdom says? Eastern wisdom says religion means, do you perform your duty? Do you know what to be done and what is not to be done? Do you know what is right and good? What is right and good for me has to be right and good for everyone. Let me analyze, let me observe and follow it. Follow it. That is what we say the dharma. In Sanskrit world we say dharma. So in order to proceed to find the real self, I have to take over my mind. To take over the mind by the intellect, the knowledge must be living in the intellect to be very clear what is right, good, and proper in any situation in the family. I have told you hundred of times, you go to your dad, you pay respect. That is your duty. Why it is a duty? Because they are our parents. By grace and the blessing of their existence, we are born as a human being because of my parents.
Yeah.
Let them be crazy in their own way. I don't care. So I should perform my duty to pay respect. That is that is what we say the dharma and the religion is. Second, you are going to the office working. Let me check. It is my duty. It is not the. I don't say that, oh, I'm a CEO of the organization. I cannot do it and let everyone do it. No. No, not at all. I have to. Duty has to be done. I also discussed about it indirectly. What is the duty for me in the society? I'm driving. Now I see the highway is empty and I speed up the car. No, that is not my duty. So why the reason were discovered or created or religious atmosphere? Only thing, take the example of religion speeding. If I if I follow the rules, if I drive the car within the speed limit, no one notices. No reward is given to me. But the moment I overspeed, the cop catches me, finds me, I am punished. So I have not to break the order in the family. I have not to break the order in the society. I have not to break the order in the office, in the workplace, and at all the levels. So there are a lot of do's and the don'ts. So don'ts means that I must train my mind, self-discipline my mind. That is only the part of a religion. Once I learn that part, then I can become a seeker and enter into the spiritual domain of my life. That is the only part. So now see that what is the role of an image of a God? My mind says I am the only person who knows, it's only my way. So when we enter into a religious place, our mind questions, is it only my way or it is the way of the God? Or there is some superpower in the existence who manages the entire universe? So my ego gets a shock. So basically, in these religious places, we must give a shock to our ego to find the humility. No, I'm a small fry in the entire universe. So that is another area where we learn the real humility in our life, what it means by being humble. So that is why we have many images of the God, images of Jesus, images of Buddha, images in Hinduism, in Jews, and in all the religions. But what happens, people in organized religion, what people say, the God will punish you. You are the sinner. You have to confess the sin. Totally, it is unbecoming.
Yeah.
Why the God will punish anyone? If the God created the entire existence, so he has to keep an account how much punishment it has to give you and to me and to every being on this earth. God is not a judge. It is the presence of the space in which the entire universe is working. Same way, it is the presence of that God element in which the entire universe is working. It has nothing to do with the sin. Because if I create a sin in my life, ego, because of ego I react, and because I react, I have created an unfavorable condition and circumstances in my life. That is a sin. So for that sin, I need not to go to the God. I have to correct myself. I have to correct myself. I should not create an unfavorable situation. I should not react. I should not be agitated. Find out where the hesitation and reaction comes from my past memories into the mind. So it means there is no self-discipline in the mind. I don't have a level of endurance. My ego boosts up and through the ego I react. I fight. I do the crime. That is a sin. Any unfavorable condition that I create in my life in relationship with the object, with the thing, with the drinking is a sin. So it means I am responsible. So I can correct it. I can correct it. One guy from India who is working in IT company, last month. So he's not very good in spoken English, but otherwise he's an expert in IT. And he said, I'm getting an opportunity to go to Australia for 3 months, but I feel I'm scared. That is a sin. I'm scared to go there. I'm not able to communicate in Australia in English. So I have to deal with it. And I said, do you know your subject very well? Oh, that's what, sir. I have been working for the last 12 years and I know my areas very well. And people always come to me to seek help and support. I said, go there. But, sir, what about fear? I said, get lost of the fear. You have an expertise, at least you understand. If they ask any question, do you understand that question in English? Yes, that I can understand and I can solve. I said, finished. Don't worry about it. I encouraged him and inspired him. He recently returned to India. After 3 months, he saved a lot of money there. And he said, it was so easy. What happened to me? I said, you were ready to commit a sin. You created an unfavorable circumstances. Even the existence has given you an opportunity. So I recognize that existence has given him an opportunity.
Hmm.
And that opportunity came to him. His boss only told him that, if you don't accept, then only I can give the opportunity to the other. He said, you have to go. You must go. Get ready. And I said, it's a 1 week only. In 1 week, normally retrieve from your memory what are the 20 issues your juniors and seniors contacted you in your area of expertise. Create a Word file. Keep it in your laptop. Go there. He started working. He called me from Australia. He said, sir, out of the 20 issues, only the 10 issues people asked me. And thank God I had repeated those issues, so my mind was ready to solve it.
Hmm.
Even I was not able to communicate, but people appreciated me. Duty, that is a part of religion. What is right, proper, and good to do in a particular situation, at a workplace, in the society, in a religion, no, in a society, in a family, you do it, you are a religious person. That is a definition, right definition of a religious person. It has nothing to. God is there, yes. Yes, God is there. So God is there because it reduces and minimizes my ego.
Hmm.
So we are using the presence and acceptance of the God, that at least there is something which governs the entire universe. I cannot govern. So I have no right to be egoistic.
Hmm.
I should participate in the working of this universe. So I became a religious person. From that becoming a religious, your mind has changed. The mind is now self-disciplined. You have a level of endurance. You immediately catch your ego, and the way that by incident with the biker, you retrieved your steps, you entered into it, you went home and you called me. Wonderful. That is the real meaning of being a religious, because I did not commit a sin.
Yeah.
So that religious principles are taught in a negative way, because they become a cult, dogma, belief, because they have to run the organized religion, they have to get lot of money.
Hmm.
many organized religions, in US and everywhere in the world, they are billionaires. They are running, they are not guiding what exactly is the religious way. So that religion is known as the Dhamma. In Buddhism we say Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. I take refuge in Dhammam. Literal translation religion. But here, Dhamma, I take refuge in the essence, the reality. What is the reality behind that universe? How? By awareness. The first line of the beautiful, it's a part of the Eastern wisdom. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. I take refuge in Buddha. So here the word Buddha came from the Bodh. Bodh means awaken. Awaken means realizing. So I take refuge in the essence of that real, awakened state. It has nothing to do with any image. Let me collectively evolve, the third line. Beautifully said. Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. What is that collectively? I'm talking to you, I should talk to you with all respect and humility and care. Why shouldn't I? But my ego takes over and I start talking instead of humility with aggression and reaction. I have committed a sin to myself. I am a sinner. I disrespect my parents, I am a sinner. Why am I a sinner? Because parents gave me the birth as a human being. I should have been born as a deer or a lion or a plant, at least for which I'm thankful and grateful to you. Definitely, I will definitely appreciate you. I will continue to appreciate you. Why? If I don't appreciate you, my parents, it means I'm breaking the social norm. I'm a sinner. So simple. So, what is the right thing to do? I must do it. What is the right thing? Highway, I should drive within the speed limit. Or I should not drive erratically, for example. So, obviously, I will be punished. So, when I'm punished, that punishment because of I committed a sin. I committed a sin. So you go at the very subtler level. Go at the subtler level. You look at any opposite sex and you have a sensuality. You get attracted. So one master used to say that picturize your mother there whenever you have a sensuality. Get rid of it. You cannot have that sensuality, at least you are a human being.
Yeah.
So that master used to say that, okay, my mom is looking so beautiful. When you say in your head, you're getting rid of the sin. So many methods and tools have been created. So once we have disciplined the mind, there is a level of endurance. Mind has become a faithful servant of the knowledge. Now we are ready for the spiritual journey. And for the spiritual journey, we have already learned a lot of things. We have become a seeker. And now we have to become the higher level of a seeker by the fourfold practices. And the first practice is to awaken the power of intellect. Awaken the. What do you mean by power of intellect? Power of intellect is power of discernment. Power of discernment is that my intellect should clearly separate false from the real, change from the unchanging, mortality from the immortality, hmm? Pain, pleasure on one side and the peace on the other side. So that makes me a great seeker. For example,
Mm.
I'm getting carried away by any pleasure. For example, that you like, I always give an example of the pasta. So you go to a restaurant, you eat your pasta, you love it, you enjoy it, you get the pleasure. Now the pleasure comes because of the strong likes and dislikes in your head. And you repeat your mind repeats those impressions, association is there, and out of the association, attachment is there. You go second time, so again you eat, third time you go there, fourth time you go there, fifth time. Now there is a strong attachment. It has created a pleasure based desire to eat pasta. So you are eating pasta for mental hunger, not for the physical hunger.
Mm.
It's a mental hunger. Well, because I like it, because I enjoyed it. Okay? But you continue eating it, continue eating it. So every time you go there, that sense of the pleasure eating the pasta diminishes. Now, 20 repetitions, the pleasure is no more, but the mental dominance is there. Now the mind has become the worst master. I don't enjoy and still I'm eating. So in the beginning, we don't realize drinking hard drink, we don't realize, we get little bit intoxicated. We don't feel the bad smell of the wine or drink or vodka, and we don't see the bitter taste. But after, when we are addicted and obsessed, we realize it is so bad a taste and still I am drinking. So the pleasure converts into a pain. This is the sin we should avoid.
Mm.
This is the sin we should avoid in our life. So take it in a very simple way. Many people say, you don't go to the temple. I said, why shouldn't I go? Provided that I'm allowed an entry. I can go anywhere.
Mm.
So there is a Methodist church. There might be a Methodist church. So in New Jersey, Methodist church was there, and the lady said, "Can you come and talk to all of us?" I said, "Yes." So I went there. So there is a big image of the Jesus was there, a statue of the Jesus. So I started looking, and she asked me, "What you're looking?" I said, "I'm looking my master in that image." "Oh, so nice of you. You see your master." "Yes." Then I had a long association with Quakers. There is a separate department of Quakers in Rutgers University, and they are very helpful. And so, in the very beginning, when I came here and they said, "Can you come and talk to us?" I used to talk about this real self and other stuff. They always love they're always open. So, so it means that you believe in Jesus. I said, I believe in everything.
Mhm.
Why only Jesus? Jews, yes. Prophet, yes. I said, why? Why I should refuse? But I will only refuse after studying deeply, and if there is anything which goes against the humanity, then only I can say yes, I don't believe it. Otherwise, you change the label and the name. They, they, they also invited me to Pennsylvania, and in Pennsylvania, they had a great farm, and there was a couple lesbian. Quakers allowed that lesbian, and they invited me for a lunch, and I said yes, I will come. Well, there is no problem. So I was there, and then they started crying that we committed a mistake. So after 10 years, we both realize that now we are living together. So they developed a kind of certain problems in their life, physical problems and then mental problems and emotional upsets. So I explained to them about this kind of what is right, proper, and good to do. You should do that. So I am recollecting. I forgot her name. She met with an accident, and then she was airlifted to a hospital. After 3 days, I got a call from her mom that she wants to meet you. I said, yes, I will meet this week. No, you have to meet her today. She is in the hospital. So I went there. She hugged me, and after an hour, she died.
Mm.
She said, I feel all my burdens are gone. I had a lot of bad impressions in my mind that I'm a great sinner, but now I'm no longer a sinner. You made me very clear. And she died after an hour, yeah. I was there, present. So we just follow easily. We follow the life easily. If there is an opportunity, we do the best possible. We try to guide, and we try to infuse that spirit of oneness. So when she was very clear, she told me in her home, they were given one humble home to a big agricultural field owned by the Quakers. So they do the farming and other etc. They said, I was totally entered into depression because of the, as if everyone says that I'm a great sinner. And I still, it just came into the discussion that, and then her other partner also died after a year. But she said that now I'm dying in peace, understanding that I have not committed any sin. It was a part of my past impression. I got attracted to it, and then I'm paying the price because of my physical and mental illnesses. And then I met with an accident, and I'm done. I'm very clear. So you see that religion and this cult and dogma, when they are organized, they create lot of problems to the humanity. But what happens on the other hand, unconsciously, people are people had lot of fears, fear of death and fear of illnesses. So when so-called these priests of every religion pray, it's a kind of consoling them, helping there at the outer level, at the surface level, at the physical level. So that is also a process of evolution. That is also a process of evolution. Quite interesting, 2 months ago, I gave to volunteer one session in Ukraine for Ukrainian people. There are 25 participants. Other is the paid session. So in the paid session, one girl asked me to pray for her brother. Did I tell you?
Maybe, yeah.
Pray for her brother because her brother was forced to join the army.
Mm.
I said, no problem, I'll pray for it. I prayed. Next week, the girl told me that the military commander left him and he is saved. Now you see that, prayer works. But the problem now it is with me. If second guy asks and if it doesn't happen, then I'm in a problem.
Yeah.
And it happened. Next week, another guy, and everyone prayed that he is such a soft and humble guy, how he can serve in the army. Sir, they call me Guru and please pray. I said, I will pray. But don't say anything to me. Be very clear. Anyhow, he was also saved. Now in another group where I volunteer, this girl who manages the entire session, her brother was forced into the army. Ukraine war is going on. He said, please pray. I said, I will pray. I did not hear anything from her. Perhaps her brother. Now, problem is, there is no problem because her brother is found fit to join the army, so he is not allowed to return. Now see where is the problem? If you are unconscious and habitual, you will say your prayer doesn't work. So let it not work. I don't care. Now see the other side of it. If anything happens to US, we should always be ready to perform our duty, whatever the duty is offered to save the nation. That is religion. So last week I told them, do you know what do you mean by religion? Do you all believe in God? Yes, we believe in God. We are highly religious. I said, no one is religious. Why you told me to pray for your brother, not to join the army? Are you joining the Indian army? Are you joining the American army? It is duty. You should all join if you are fit. That is our duty to our country, duty to our society, duty to our parents, duty to our environment. That is what in the very beginning we are taught. So everyone started looking at one another. I said, what the heck you are talking to me? Are you really? You guys are crazy. It's a part of the duty. You are in that nation. Who offers you this service and the freedom and the food? How dare you do not serve? You are saying that my brother should not join the army, but your friend's brother should join the army. What kind of a person you guys are? I gave them a good lecture. I said, no, this is not fair. This is not fair. You are not doing good thing. So at last, it stopped. They stopped asking me to pray.